We now live in a world where simply having a political view can get you banned from the internet. It can get you permanently removed from, well, Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Google. Not only that, but recent events are showing that simply for being against immigration or mass illegal immigration, it could merit a knock on your door from, well, the political police. And I'm going to prove it to you. But before I get into the report, I just want to give a quick shout out to my partner at noblegoldinvestments.com. If you don't have gold and silver on hand, today is the day that you do that and convert your 401k into something solid, like a Roth IRA backed by gold and silver. Don't forget to check it out below at noblegoldinvestments.com. All right, back to the report. So just who are these political police and who is being harassed by them? We'll take a look at this article on Infowars.com titled, New Zealand Citizens Are Receiving Home Visits from Political Police. A man was asked if he supports Trump. Now, in this video clip that you're about to see, it details an account of a man there in New Zealand who is being harassed by police officers. He's committed no crime and done nothing wrong. Yet, police officers in New Zealand are knocking on his door saying, well, we were told to come and speak to you in light of everything that happened with Christ Church. Take a listen.
The reason we're here, it's basically down to the recent events in Christchurch. With the shooting there, right?
Yeah.
Based on that, sort of a number of people have been identified who we've been tasked to go and speak to. So you're one of those people. That's
Really?
why we're here. Yeah.
So what specifically
So that's
was
what I
that?
want to talk to you about. But I'm not really comfortable discussing this with you while I'm being filmed.
No, well, I think you should be because, you know, I mean, you've come here on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
It's 9:45, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Interesting. So this young man was identified by authorities as someone they should speak with. What was the reason? Well, he ultimately had a Facebook page that was against immigration, and as a result, they deemed him some kind of criminal. But he's not the only one. Check out a little further in that same InfoWars article. It talks about another account and another man who was harassed. It states, another man retells the story of how he was visited by the armed police, again on a Sunday morning, because he makes YouTube videos criticizing mass migration. The man's wife and daughter, who were both upset by the experience, were also interviewed by the police. I was asked if I was a Trump supporter. I was asked if I was a racist. And have I got any ethnic minority friends, said the man who runs a YouTube channel called Cross the Rubicon, adding that the police also quizzed him on whether he owned guns. Within a week, police returned to the house, 15 of them this time, closing off the entire street to again interrogate him on his political views. They're trying to force me to shut my mouth and keep it shut, said the man. He also warned that the governments are exploiting the mass shooting to deplatform conservatives. So there you have it. Over in New Zealand, the authorities are using the Christchurch shooting as their springboard to harass conservatives, patriots, gun owners, and anyone who is against mass migration, well, in the country of New Zealand. Don't think it'll happen here in the United States of America. The truth is, it already is, and they're already doing it in multiple forms on the internet. Take a look at this article on Infowars.com, War Room, Violence and Censorship Against Conservative Reaches New Peak. Spiked.com, Creepy Tech Oligarchs Want to Dictate Your Opinions. TechGiants.news, Big Tech Fascism Progressing as Social Media Giants not only ban but deplatform political figures who don't goose step to their propaganda. The suppression against conservatives, patriots, and gun owners has been going on since 2015 and has intensified over the past couple of years. Furthermore, now organizations like Facebook, Twitter, and other social media giants are starting to remove and ban anyone simply for pointing out, well, any violence against a Trump supporter. Take a look at this article on techgiantsnews.com. Twitter now banning accounts that attempt to track violence against the President of the United States and his supporters. In other words, if anyone attempts to do violence against you because you're a Trump supporter or a conservative, you're not allowed to talk about it at all. However, in the reverse side, if you are a Trump supporter and a conservative or call yourself that, and you commit violence against, well, the leftist side, well, then you're openly allowed to speak about that. The agenda here is a political one. They want suppression of certain sides of the news. Why allow one and not the other? Not only that, but these tech oligarch giants are continually banning people off of their platforms. Take a look at this article on techgiantnews.com. Twitter bans conservative James Wood, the actor, for hang them all comment. However, they allow liberal Stephen Colbert to post a video of him saying he wants to strangle Attorney General Bill Barr. Here's another on thedailybeast.com. Facebook bans Paul Joseph Watson, Milo Yiannopoulos, Laura Loomer, and Louis Farrakhan. BBC.com. Facebook bans dangerous individuals. Just who are those dangerous individuals that they're talking about? Well, people who've never committed any violence, like Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones and Laura Loomer. Here's another one from techgiantnews.com. Facebook now demands that you hate the targeted people, such as Paul Joseph Watson, Laura Loomer, Farrakhan, and etc. Or you too are going to be banned from their platform. The good news is President Trump has finally started calling attention to this, at least on his Twitter page. Are they going to ban the president for retweeting about Paul Joseph Watson and retweeting from people like Laura Southern? Take a look at some of the recent things that Trump has done. Here you will see 2 retweets by Paul Joseph Watson, where the president retweeted some of the things that he stated. Not only that, but here's another tweet by the president from Laura Southern, as well as the president tweeting his support for Laura Loomer and Diamond and Silk, who have undergone massive amounts of suppression. So here we have the president retweeting Paul Joseph Watson and information on Laura Loomer. But yet, the tech giants are going to tell us that these are dangerous individuals. You see, I've watched Paul Joseph Watson for many, many years, and he's never been or pushed any sort of violence. And yet the mainstream media is going to put him in the same category as Louis Farrakhan. But is it enough? Is it enough that the president of the United States just retweets some of the people that these tech organizations are calling as quote unquote dangerous? Or is there something else that has to happen? I believe there's more steps that have to be taken by the president of the United States of America. And the reason? Well, these oligarchs are going full throttle and full speed ahead into censorship. Take a look at this article on techgiants.news. CBS News pushed plan to annihilate free speech and implement a disinformation filter that forces official narratives on everyone. The article goes on to state, under the bogus Rubicon of combating disinformation and fake news, which in the age of Trump has become a major problem for the establishment media, CBS News aired a segment featuring a New York Times reporter in recent days who suggested an end run around the Constitution to implement New Zealand-style censorship with oppressive regulations to suppress hate speech and misinformation online. And of course, government leftists with mainstream media assistance would be empowered to decide what is and is not hate speech and misinformation. As reported by Information Liberation, both the CBS News host and New York Times reporter Cecilia Kang said the U.S. should look to countries like Australia and New Zealand, Germany, and even India, which do not have free speech, as models for suppressing free speech on the internet. So CBS News and the New York Times wants to bring in New Zealand-style censorship? You mean like you saw at the beginning of this video, where political police come knocking on your door to ask you questions and inquire what your political views are, to ask you if you're a Trump supporter, and then use that as evidence against you? You mean political opposition that removes and bans you from every outlet of the internet simply because you're more of a Republican and a Christian? Sounds a little bit like, well, Orwellian style censorship. Sounds a little bit like something that would happen under Hitler or a Stalin regime. Sounds like something that is happening right now in communist China. Don't think we're exempt here in America? Don't think these political police will come knocking on your door? Well, New York Times and CBS News want it to happen. Mainstream media proponents that claim to be about free speech are 100% the opposite. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up. And anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.